okay, how could I overcome impulsiveness and stuff like of that nature?
Michael?
Well, obviously, everybody has their own demons they're going to wrestle with. And I'm certain if you were in a conversation privately with me, not in front of, hundreds of people listening and whoever else is going to pick up the recording later on, if it was just you and I talking in the room and I said, look, tell me the things that you're afraid of. Tell me the things that you are most doubtful of that are outside of trading. Tell me what has hurt you. Tell me what you hope that you can accomplish. And who are you trying to impress? It could be your parents. It could be the opposite sex, your partner, whatever it is that you're pursuing as a relationship. All those things are external drivers to push us to do things more often, more intensely than we are requiring us to do it. And it forces a perspective of urgency, and it needs to happen right now because you're under emergency. I have to make money now. I have to do this quickly because these external factors. And once the individual that's learning how to trade overcomes those things, first by identifying them, knowing what they are, because they're triggers. They are things that are going to be many times the instigation for you to say, okay, I can't take the pain of uncertainty. I can't take the pain of impatience right now. I'm worrying about this. And if I just don't have a result to share with somebody else that I feel like if I gave them this evidence that I can do this, then they're going to encourage me. And then I'm going to feel better about myself. And that weakened self-esteem or lack of self-esteem will be coddled. It'll be like nurtured a little bit. And then you'll feel like you got something out of that. But what's going to happen is even if the best case scenario that you think is if you were to go out there and impulsively take a trade and you make money and you do something that you feel is right, if you don't do everything right, but you made money, you're going to lie to yourself and say you did. And you're going to run to these external factors and individuals outside the community of trading or your influence in trading. And you're going to tell this individual or whoever it is that this is what you did today. And you want to see their reaction. You want to see them tell you, wow, that was phenomenal. That was crazy. Like, that's nuts. How'd you do that? And that makes you feel more valuable. And if it happens that way, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to hurry up and rush back to the charts, and you're going to want that again. And it's worse than what you get when someone likes your post or likes your comment or, well, for instance, this is nothing to do with ego or anything, but you're having a conversation with me right now, and the people that had already spoke, they're thinking, oh man, yeah, I probably could have had an opportunity to talk to him too. I wish I could, because I would ask him this or I would say this. And that's going to make them feel a certain kind of way. And now you have something that a lot of people don't have, and it's going to make you feel a certain way. And then you'll have some kind of motivation on Monday or Tuesday or sometime this week. And whether it's a negative thing or whether it's a positive thing, because it happens on both ends of the spectrum. We can be pushed in by euphoria. You can be pushed in by fear of not feeling like we're good enough. And by having some kind of external stimuli in any means of pushing us to make a decision versus our model of doing it, that impulsiveness never leads to success, even if that short-term attempt to do so under the duress of your own emotions that you're placing yourself. The people you're trying to impress, they have no idea that you're feeling those mounting pressures to impress them. Like they have no idea, but in your mind, you think they do. You think that they have some channel to how you think and feel, and it can read you like a book. And that actually indicates that you are a very sensitive person, not in the sense that you're weak and a pushover, but you are very sensitive to things that are like compassion. You're able to tap into things that most humans today can't do because their insensitivity is lacking. But you are attributing your own sensitivity to external people that you want to impress, but they're not aware that you are trying to impress them. But in your mind, this internal dialogue is I need to, because they need to have the thing to be impressed by. because that's what they're waiting for. When they have no idea what you're thinking about, they have no idea that you're hovering over top the buy or sell button. They have no idea how many contracts you're trying to trade or how many lots if it's forex. You have no idea what it is you're trying to do, but you can't wait like a cat goes out and finds a bird and brings it home to its owner and leaves it on their bed or at the house or whatever, at the porch, and they're showing them, this is what I did. I did this for you. Well, you're trying to do the same thing with your spouse, your best friend, your coworkers, because you want them to be impressed. And it's an external driver that's causing that. And the worst thing that can happen is you get that one time. And no amount of correction, no amount of losing trades, how many times you blow an account, it will never, ever offset that feeling of self-worth that you want these individuals who you care about. And there's nothing wrong about having people that you know and have a relationship with that you care about. But when you place so much emphasis on their opinion of what you're trying to do, because this is not a hobby, it's not a pastime, this is a career and a lifestyle, that you're not, hopefully not trying to do this for a little bit of time and then give it up. It's something that's going to consume the rest of your life. You're going to pursue something like this if you can be successful with it. But we don't make our best decisions when we're allowing our pursuits to be managed by divided mind. That means we're not running a board. There's no board of, this is how many people can give us the opinion on the direction of you incorporated. It's just you. You're the CEO, you're the CFO, you're everything. You're the board. And when you reduce it down to that, you have to make the money make sense to you. You have to make the success stories matter to you. And you can't fudge it. You can't pump it up as something it's not. You can't cheerlead yourself in the eyes of the public or people outside of trading and say, yeah, I did this, and not talk about the 10 trades that you lost before you did that one. So it's a matter of how we think. It's about the exchange of relationships outside of trading. Many times that's the driver. And I'm not saying, it's probably not the case for you, but I found that teaching as long as I have and as many students I've acquired over the years, these characteristics seem to repeat over and over again. It's some kind of reason for them to feel above average, and then they can get the praise. And not that that's a bad thing, but many times it's like they want their dad's approval. Like, I really want my dad to look at me and say, wow, son, I didn't expect you to do that. Or a daughter with their mother say, you know what, you're doing something I never would have imagined you could do. And I can't even begin to think about how you're doing it. And you're successful and I'm proud of you. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you take those people or outside influences, whoever and whatever they are, and you elevate them to a position of now they have control remotely of you, and they're causing you to do things that are not characteristic to your model. They're not characteristic of someone that's taking sound risk and managing it impeccably. You're doing something on a future return on an emotional level. And I think if most individuals try to strip it down to that, they'll discover that it's not that their trading sucks. It's not that their model doesn't work. It's just that they're not calibrated at the right time because they're wanting they want the emotional success of trading more than the money. And they don't even realize that's what you're doing. They want the success, the accolades of peer approval, family support, and like, wow, look, have you seen this person in our family? Cousin so-and-so, sister this, brother that. The father of this guy, he's a trader that does this. He just made this. That's what we want more than making more money. So we've identified trading with a means of measuring our self-worth versus, am I going to make money on this trade or am I going to lose? And if I'm going to lose, how much can I afford to lose and not make it matter so I can take another trade and not worry about it because I'm running a company, I'm not gambling. And when you strip it down to that, then and only then can you start to talk about how you can overcome all the impulsiveness.
Well, thank you so much, ICT. That really hit home for me. Like truly. Thank
You're
you
welcome,
so
bro.
much, Kit and ICT.
Thanks, bro.